On today's vlog, I want us to try something different from the other vlogs. We will be learning and video logging at the same time, Sanbonan. So today I had a gearbox being malfunctioned. So I had to be towed back to the yard because the truck wasn't starting anymore. So I had to be towed back to the yard for the mechanics so they can do a proper diagnosis on what was wrong with the gearbox. So they found out that the problem was the TCU, which is the transmission control unit. It's the brain that tells the gearbox what to do at a certain time. With the help of the sensors like the throttle sensor and the speed sensor, it coordinates the engine speed and the gear it needs at that particular time. So it simply calculates how and when it should change the gears. So they replaced with a new one, and then when it's being replaced, it needs to be programmed. It needs to adapt to the other electronics or the truck on as a whole, that there is a new part that has been installed and they need the other parts, they need to work together with this one. Just like when you're adopting another child from another family, he or she needs to know the rules or regulations alakhaya, kuthi lakhaya kuphilwa njani, imigomo nembandzela yakhona nemithetho. So this is the diagnosis machine or the laptop or the computer that they use to diagnose, program, clear the fault codes on the truck. So because the truck also on the cluster can show me the faults, it can diagnose itself, so it can show me the faults on the truck. So they need to clear those faults. But then as they continue diagnosing it, also again they found out that this valve control unit or the gear selector, also it had a problem. This one acts as the gear lever if it was a manual, and the linkages or the selector on a manual truck. It takes orders from the TCU, the computer unit for the gearbox, on how to change the gears intervally and chronologically. Even it itself, after being installed, it needed to be programmed. As I said before, the parts need to adapt to all the other parts in the truck. So time and time again, those parts, they get dead, and my electronics, they don't even show signs sometimes. Avalanche there and there without even showing signs. So that's why I occurred this problem. It was not a mechanical problem, it was an electrical problem. Programming the new part again, the gear selector, clearing the faults, the codes and everything as the procedure. As you can see, some of them, as you can see the red parts there on the laptop, although those red ones, they need to clear those ones so that they can all be green, and then you can know that it's good to go. But then again, on the diagnosis, they found out that the gear oil was being overfilled on the last service, so they had to drain some few liters, because just like the engine, if you've overfilled the engine, it's gonna break the rings and bearings for the pistols, and then after they have programmed and put everything in order, and then it had to be done, the last part, which was testing and evaluating. Testing putting the reverse gear, it can engage, the forward gear, it can engage. But then we needed to take it on an open road. We didn't need we needed to take it to an open road because we tested immediately, we can't get the truth. So I had to drive it out of the yard, take it on the open road, put gear number 2, and then we going. It's taking number 5. Okay, it's fine, even if it can skip 3 gears. Okay, 6, 7. It looks like everything is okay. Look like the problem has been resolved. But then, unfortunately enough, again I had another breakdown right in the middle of the robots. One wheel on the hose just binded. The calipers just got stuck with the disc and it lost one disc pad. I don't know how did it lose the disc pad, because but eventually it just lost one disc pad, and then the pistons for the calipers, they got stuck on the disc and then I had to lock a breakdown for the mechanics to come so they can help me unstuck the caliper, dismantle it, and then disconnect the piping and everything so that the wheel cannot break at all, for me to take just the truck to the yard so they can fix the problem again. But it looked like the problem that we had with the gearbox was fine. Now it's just another problem that we're having. As you can see on the picture, it's having one disc pad. On the other side, it's not having the disc pad. Wow, so these are the issues and problems we normally face on the road. You must get ready, you must always get ready for them.